Good evening, everyone. Today's date is 11/06 of 2021, and today I will be presenting Circuit 07 for an attempt of a grade letter A for our Arduino project. Today we will be using two buttons to control the fading of an LED. However, we have also been instructed to go ahead and add an additional component to make this a little bit tougher. So I have decided to use a potentiometer. Here we have button pin 1 and 2 on pins 2 and 3. We have our LED pin on pin 11. This is very important, as pin 13, the previous pin which was used, does not work with this setup. And then we have potentiometer pin A0. That's for potentiometer. The initial values that we'll be beginning will be at 0 for our potentiometer and for our LED. As we scroll down, we have our void dim LED, and this script is used to turn the LED on and to have it fade with the potentiometer. We have analog right, button pin 1 low. This action essentially locks the button pin into position to allow the potentiometer to read its values. And then we have a simple potentiometer to LED value structure. We have digital right LED pin, potentiometer value. Pod to potentiometer value equals analog read of the potentiometer pin. As we scroll down, LED value is equal to the map. We map 0 to 5, which is the lowest we have on our LED, and 1023 to 255. That's the highest of our potentiometer and the highest of our LED. Scrolling down, we have the if digital read button pin 2 equals low. If at any point the button pin 2 is red, it will run the off LED void. We scroll that one down, and it's important to have this particular one inside of the dim LED void. Otherwise, it'll continue running in a loop and you will never turn off the LED. Now, the off LED void is pretty much the same. However, this one locks the button pin onto high to turn it off, and then it turns the potentiometer values to 0, 0, 0, 0 to ensure that the LED is completely off. And then we scroll down a little bit further, we see our LED setup. Serial begin. This is very important because this allows for the Arduino to communicate with the computer to allow for the analog right to work. We have our pin modes established, LED pin as an output, and we have our two button pins as input pull-ups. This allows them to be pressed once and for the actions to be read. And in the void loop, if digital read button pin 1 equals low, serial print the dim LED, the potentiometer, dim LED, which is that void that we showed on top. And so here we have it. Down here in the bottom, we have our two buttons, our potentiometer. Our two buttons have our resistors. Our LED has an extra one. Our potentiometer is connected to both positive and neutral, and we have our A0 connected all the way over here, right? And the rest of the setup is pretty much the same. We press this LED, we have a little bit of light, and then if we twist the potentiometer, we can see that we have a lot of brightness. And I went through several variations of these, where you had to hold the LED button for the potentiometer to work, but that's not what we wanted, right? But as you notice, the LED does not turn off, so we have to press the button to turn it off. And then we press the main button again. All right, brightest light. Second button, turn it off. Turn it back on. Potentiometer is the highest value, and then we scroll it back down, the lowest value. Turn it off. Turn it back on. Let's put it to the middle value. Turn off, turn on, off, on. And there you have it. Thank you very much for watching.